Forgive me for keeping you waiting. Something's attacked the Zivix farm. A very big something. Will you take care of it? I'll be overjoyed to mark it on your map.
As they neared the farmhouse, Thorstein regretted his hearty breakfast. The sight of the grisly scene painted in red before their eyes threatened to call that breakfast back up his gullet. The Witcher began to examine the bodies. All the signs indicated a frightener, a dangerous insectoid. They followed in its tracks. All right there, Witcher. Ah, quite the pounding it gave you, sister. Swear you I can say summary, Witcher. You don't say much, but when you open that mouth of yours, your wisdom knows no bounds. Glad to hear you're yourself again. But seeing as how I'm myself too, it's unlikely that I'll stop talking. And what now? Slaying that frightener of yours sure ain't child's play, is it? I heard that Varric, though he's the crankiest old goat you ever saw, is hosting Vesemir until the Witcher heals up.
Oh, it's you. Alive? With all your limbs? I assume you managed the Striga. How'd it go? Hmm? A Frightener? Here? They usually avoid populated areas. But once they settle in... Well, I don't envy you. Reluctant to part with this. It cost me a great deal, and I don't mean in coin. But I wouldn't be here if not for you. Crafted by a mage, I knew. Real bastard, but clever. He had whole shelves of experimental poisons, each one meant to affect a different monster. Let's just say that following certain events, his entire collection landed in my hands. The few I've used worked rather well. This one should too. You'll need to add a strong solvent to the poison. Archospore digestive juices should do the trick. Good luck, kid.
I have a proposition for you, Witcher. And here I have something much more effective. It shall be yours, if you do something for me in return. Nothing of consequence. I merely request that you delay fulfilling your contract by 24 hours. In this pouch you will find twice the reward offered by that commoner. I shall find you at the appropriate moment.
lively, vibrant village. Now, bodies smothered in clotted blood lay strewn about haphazardly, their clouded eyes staring blindly into the ether. Somewhat off to the side stood the masked sorcerer. The Witcher surveyed the consequences of her decision. Then she strode towards the man.
As agreed. Forgive me. It will pass in a moment. I do not wish to kill you. You are guilty of nothing. Besides naivety. But you will not best me. May we never lay eyes upon each other again.
When the Frightener fell to the Witcher's poisoned sword, the Witcher caught her breath and began to examine the body. Thorstein's deathly silence was her only companion. She would have to speak with the merchant later, no matter how unpleasant the conversation would be. All those people. Why? I still can't begin to understand. What in the world would make someone do something like this? Do you plan to mention that sorcerer to the mayor?
Teelan has been utterly flattened. A mere handful of survivors. What happened here, Witcher? Yes. All of Teelan pitched in for your payment. I gave the survivors back their money. The rest is yours. Farewell.
No one had much to say that night. The Witcher had to admit that Thorstein's silence provided not relief, but cold discomfort and an unpleasant pit in her stomach. And though she'd made some unfortunate decisions, she decided to stay in Dalterthana just a bit longer.